Hello. Oh, why does it not have my thing? You want to say something?
Hello?
Oh, we're good. Why is it showing the two wrong things? It's
I
weird.
can hear it now.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Euro Cup.
That's what it's called, right? The Euro Cup.
I think so.
I honestly have no idea. I only want to make 1 point, and that's why I want to say it.
Okay. Yeah, I have just one take.
I have one take that I'm gonna enjoy saying.
There's fireworks when you look up Euro Cup.
Are they like Italian colored?
Yeah, that's a real kick to the nuts for England.
Can you hear yourself in the YouTube?
Let me go back.
I'm just making sure. I don't know why this thing's being a little weird.
Yeah, I can hear myself.
Okay, we should be good then. I don't know why it would be different. Okay. We still have 3 minutes anyways. I can mess around with this.
Yeah.
I just forgot we're live.
Change anything?
No, it doesn't change anything. I just forgot.
Breaking news: Kawhi Leonard underwent surgery. I don't
Live
think that's really.
reaction.
That's not really breaking news. I mean,
No.
a hurt player who's out of the
Yeah.
playoffs is still hurt.
Yeah, it's not like they were like, Chris Paul is going into surgery for no reason.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid. Ooh, I'm gonna add this to the list because it'll make you happy. This isn't my
Underrated things or topics?
underrated things.
Okay. Will make me happy.
Yeah,
You know, it's not already on my list.
it might be. I
Okay.
thought about it today and I was like, yeah, I should do that. Okay, we're 2 minutes away from starting. Just gotta get the link out there. You look like a fake person in this Snapchat I just got on that's gonna be on my
Why?
story because you just like are staring blankly at the screen. I got it on perfectly timed where you are perfectly straight faced.
I was reading something on another tab, so that's probably why. Just sit here. Anytime I'm not speaking, I just blankly stare.
That's funny. All right, we're a minute away from starting. When did you get back from Jersey?
Saturday.
Oh, okay. All right, let's get started in 15 seconds. Going on the dot. All right. Second hit's 9. I'm starting the timer. You good? All right. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys Podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
It's great to be back.
It is great to be back. We've missed a lot of Fridays, I gotta admit. I feel bad for the people out there.
Yeah, I know. As soon as you said that, the first thought that popped in my head was, well, it's Tuesday, so.
Well, yes,
Yeah, we
but
have missed a lot of
no, we have
Fridays.
missed a lot of Fridays. Well, we'll promise we'll do better. We'll do better than that. It's like my only day off too. one of my, I
Mm.
guess one of my only 3, but it's always a pain. But
Yeah.
it's
I am
alright.
also back for the summer. I'm not going anywhere else. So
No more trips.
no
Mr.
more
Worldwide
trips.
is headed home.
I've landed and I'm
All right,
staying
that's
until
good.
I'm off to college again. So yeah, I should be good on Fridays. So now
That's
it's
good.
now
That's
it's up
good.
to you.
All right, I'm good. All right, cool. Let's get right into it. And we're gonna start off, Chris, with something we never normally even talk about. We're gonna be talking about soccer or football. Um, Soccer happened. You know, it happened. It had its event for the year that everyone decided they wanted to pretend to care about, and I didn't even pretend to care about, and I didn't watch it. But Italy won, and I'm Italian, so we're partying in Jersey. We're going.
I'm just happy that England lost. I don't know why, but I
I
always root
I will
against
tell you
England.
why. I will
So
tell
that
you
was like
why.
my one thing where I was like, yes.
When I saw people were rooting for England, I thought,
Hmm.
why would anyone root for England?
Yeah.
They are the people we had to shoo away from the country.
Mhm.
They are bozos. I don't want anything to do with England. I don't ever want to be rooting for England. Uh, no, we are America, baby. We separated from them and said, beat it. So none
Also,
of
I
that.
don't like Twitter makes no sense with England. Like you're right, there's so many people that are rooting for them, and I don't think I follow a single English person on Twitter. Why am I seeing people like
I
excited that England's gonna win?
Yeah, I like like my friends in the I have a couple of soccer friends in the group chat. They're like, "Oh, it's coming home." Like when they scored, I was like,
Hmm.
"Why do you want England to win? Why would you ever want England to win?" The They taxed us without representation. They should not be able to win any
Mhm.
Euro Cup channel.
Honestly.
They should not win anything the rest of their lives. I don't care.
As soon as the tea was dumped off the
Yes,
boat, that was the
that's the
last that we
official.
had to do with
Yes,
England.
last we had to do with it, dude. The second the declaration was signed, we're officially haters of England.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And that lasts for a lifetime.
Yeah, that's got to be a lifetime, man. And if it's not gonna be them that's carrying it on, I'm proud it's gonna be me. Give me a powdered wig. I'm ready to go. None of this.
I
None of
almost
this.
I almost bet against them.
I kind
Just
of wish
just
I
out of
did, just
spite.
out of spite. Um.
Then they scored right away, and people were like, "Oh yeah, like, it's coming home." And do you understand that it's coming home?
Well, cause I knew that they were home. They lost in front of they were in their they're in London, weren't they?
Oh, so that's why,
I
because
think
they
so.
play it.
And apparently,
Gotcha.
England thinks they invented soccer, which
Mhm.
also okay, pricks. Um. And apparently they also have won nothing.
That's good.
Yeah, I think we're doing our job.
I like that.
I think we're doing our job. I think they have one they're like the Knicks. If the Knicks were like it's coming home when they
Uh-huh.
won.
Oh, they will be because it's the mecca of basketball.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
But yeah,
they're the
we're
Knicks. They are the Knicks.
yeah, they are.
Only the Knicks were lovable this year. We can't no love on England.
Yeah, no love for England ever.
So.
I also couldn't name a player on England, so
I couldn't name. Could you name a player in Italy either? I couldn't name a player in the whole goddamn
no.
tournament. I could not name a
Let's
single
see
player.
who's in
Did
Europe.
Ronaldo play?
I mean,
Messi?
Ronaldo's got to be in there.
Did they
right?
play? If they didn't play, I
Messi's
got nothing.
Argentina.
I
That's a different tournament.
don't
'cause
even
this is
don't
all
even
Europe,
care.
right?
Yeah, it's the Euro Cup. So
Did Rooney play?
Who?
Rooney?
Yeah, you
Isn't
lost.
he English or
You
is he
lost me
too
on that
old?
one. I don't even know. I have no idea.
Let's see. Neymar?
Is he English?
No.
I thought he
It's
was.
Brazil, I think.
I don't know.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's about it. All right, so I was soccer talk, dude.
That's
All right.
talking soccer.
Screw England. That's the final talk. Man. Well, let's talk about some real foreign games, which is basketball, because the United States team, I think they're playing a ruse on us.
I don't like. Doesn't make sense.
No, I think they're losing on because do you see today they just won by 30. They beat Argentina by 30.
No, I didn't see that. I just saw the 2 losses.
They lost the first 2 games. They must have not been trying, right? There's no way that team loses.
There's no chance.
There's no team that way loses in the NBA. There's
No.
that's an 82-win team if they all try. There's no way. And my theory is Kevin Love's washed. I mean, not Kevin Love. Kevin Love is washed. Kevin Durant is washed. He gets blocked twice. 2 games and they lost. I mean, come on, you can't be getting your ass blocked like that.
I am kind of surprised that he's playing though.
That's what.
After that,
Why is he
the
playing?
season that they just
I have
had,
no idea.
I don't know. I was also under the impression that like USA basketball was kind of done, and it was just a bunch of like fringe NBA players.
That's what I thought too.
And I saw like Durant and Beal out there. It's like, oh, okay. So
Earlier
this
before,
is the
like
real deal.
they named the teams. They're like, I thought it was gonna be like Isaiah Thomas and a bunch of G League players. That's honestly what I thought it was.
Yeah,
And
I thought it was gonna be amateurs.
yeah, so the fact that the superstars are playing and then we lost to Nigeria. Come on, give it losing to Nigeria.
At least it's not the Olympics, I guess.
No,
is the
yeah,
one takeaway.
yeah. Also,
It's
I
still
think I
inexcusable.
I think earlier in an earlier pod, I said that Team Canada was kicked out. I don't know if I don't know if that's. I still have not fact checked that one. I don't think they are. There's no way because they're all
Canada?
playing exhibition games, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I don't think they're kicked out of the Olympics. I don't know.
I mean, it's Canada, so
That's true. I mean, fair enough. They might be
That's
too.
like-
I don't care.
that's how it's supposed to be with every basketball team
Yes.
compared to us.
Yes.
It's like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. It's this country.
Yes.
We should be that much better than everyone. That's like our one sport. Like, obviously, if football was in the Olympics, we dominate that. But that's our one Olympic sport where every year you know who's going to win.
That's how it should be.
Now we're losing games.
Yeah, we can't be losing games. I like. What if they're just like trying to get? They're trying to get under the radar. They're like, all right, we'll lose the first 2 games, and then we'll blow out everyone by 30. I don't understand
Just
the mindset.
give them some hope.
Yeah, give them some hope, I guess. For I don't know. When aren't the Olympics in a couple weeks?
Yeah, I'm on their site now. It says like 9 days.
They better be getting in their game shape then. They can't be
Yeah.
losing. But I guess today's win against Argentina, it's a little bounce back.
Something, I guess.
Oh, man.
I mean, if they lost to Nigeria in the Olympics, that would be like the anti 4th of July. Basically,
Yeah.
is how I would feel.
Yeah, I agree. I think if they lose in the Olympics this year, I think all of them should just be voided of NBA contracts and shouldn't be allowed. They should have to play overseas.
I agree.
They should have to play overseas.
the
to
country
team
that
they
lost.
to. Yes. Yes. I'm glad we're on the same page.
That'd be great. Lose to Australia. Guess what? You're
Yep.
playing on the
You are
New
getting
Zealand
shipped
Breakers
on the
or
first
whatever.
flight there. And that's even if Tatum's on the team, I don't care. Ship him away. If he loses,
Oh
to,
yeah,
like,
ship
Nigeria-
Brad over there. I
Yeah,
don't
Bradley
care either.
Beal, it's over. And
It's
also,
a
you know what?
pick.
Disband the NBA at this point.
You just cancel the whole league.
Cancel the National Basketball Association. That's over.
Every like basketball academy in high school, turn it into a soccer academy because we'll just
Yep.
focus on that.
It looks like we had to pick another sport if we lose the Olympics. So
We'll go
Better-
kick England's ass in
Yep.
soccer.
Yeah. We'll go beat the shit out of England. If they lose to England in the Olympics,
I don't think English people play basketball.
that you got a good point.
Is there an English player in the NBA?
I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea.
I don't think so.
Look, I'm gonna look it up. Is
You
there
know,
any?
France, like Tony Parker.
Yeah, but I mean England.
English NBA players. So this gave me NBA athletes that speak English. So
I
that
have
doesn't really
7 British players in the NBA 2020. I knew that would come up, by the way.
What the
Wait.
language?
Yes. Is this 7? There's only 7 all time? Only 7 players from the UK have played in the NBA. Oh,
Well,
who have come
Dang,
through the British system?
and Dang is from Africa.
But I guess he went through the British system.
Doesn't count.
Lou Dang is the greatest UK player ever, by the way.
Yeah, he's from at like the one tribe that produces like the insanely tall people.
Oh, he is?
What's it called? I can't think of the name, but yeah, like a bunch of NBA players.
Yeah, like Bol and stuff, right?
Well, I think Taco Fall.
Mm.
These guys, they came from like the same genetics.
Man, there's not a good list. But he also went to Duke. I don't think that counts. I'm talking about overseas.
No, it definitely doesn't count.
Yeah, that guy doesn't.
The Dinka tribe.
The Dinka tribe.
Yes.
Anyways, England. And also, why should anyone in the world like 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 England? They wanted to enslave everybody. They're like it's like
Literally on the whole planet.
it's like if Thanos started playing soccer and we're like, all right, yeah, Team Thanos. It's like, no, dude, they just tried to take over the world like a couple minutes ago. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And Hitler happened and everyone forgot about it. So
Yeah, dude. Underrated. Underrated. That Hitler took the spotlight from England from trying to be the world power. They're lucky. They're lucky. We would be hating
Y'all are
England.
lucky.
Yeah, they are lucky. Think about it. They tried to enslave the whole world and no one cares. Man, they got no punishment. That's ridiculous. All right.
For losing at home in soccer every year.
Yes, I guess that's their internal punishment.
Cause them enough pain.
Yes, internal punishment is losing at their own sport every year.
At their home stadium.
Yes, I can't believe they lost in their home stadium. That had to have been
And
like
it happens every year too.
yeah,
I think at least.
yeah. I mean, the Euro Cup they should play in Europe every year. I don't
The
know.
Euro every year?
I don't think
Is
so.
it every 4?
I have no idea.
Either way, there was a time. Not
Yes,
too long
they've
ago
lost
where
it again.
The same thing happened.
Yes. Yeah, that's. I guess we're back on England now, but. Anyways, Team USA, get your crap together. Come on, let's step it up, Team USA. Like you have Kevin freaking Durant on your team. Also,
That alone, like Durant and a bunch of nobodies should beat
everyone else. Also, did they just like decide not to have a center? Have you seen the roster?
Probably.
There's just not a center on the team.
I
I guess
know.
Bam
I guess they
Adebayo,
figured.
but Bam's pretty short for like an
I
average.
mean, he's
center.
a legit center though.
Yeah, he is.
I guess you figure that even if you don't have a real center, you still have like the best athletes in the world.
That's how it should. Yeah,
But-
you're speaking what I'm thinking. I do want Luka to carry Slovenia though and face us in the finals of the Olympics.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just so we can beat Luka too.
Is that where he's from? Slovenia?
Yeah.
I thought he was from Czech.
No, he's from Slovenia. One of them's from Czech. I think it's
It's Porzingis.
Is it Porzingis or is it
Oh, he's from Latvia.
Latvia?
Where's
Where's Jokic from? He's from one of them.
Is Serbia.
Man, there's so many.
So who's from Czech? I feel bad now because I literally thought they were all from the same place.
I feel bad about that too. It's like
very ignorant now.
I'm sorry. I mean, I already know they're
Thomas Satoransky.
Oh yes, the
Wizards
legend
for like
the legend
3 years.
All right. Well, now let's move on. Let's move on from talking about any more ignorant comments about
Apologies to Eastern Europe.
Yeah, Eastern Europe. We
Not to England.
Yeah, no, not England. There's no apologies there. All right, let's talk about some National Basketball Association, which the NBA Finals, they're here, and the Bucks are back.
It feels like a series where we kind of wrote the Bucks off right at the beginning because they lost 2 on the road, and win at home, and it's like, oh, look at that, it's a series again. It was always a series.
No, it was always a series. It's I was gonna say what's underrated, which I'm not putting on my list, but a preview for the list. Underrated is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Got to get that man respect because I think he's just got to learn. If he just doesn't take the threes, is he not like one of the the last 2 games we've said the whole playoffs, why can't he just do that every time? He said, all right, I'm just going to do it every time. He said, I will do it every single time until he stopped me, and they didn't stop him. So, I mean, I just pops off. I love watching him. I think he's becoming one of my favorite players because of this finals.
He just does not want to lose. Like he's not going to let this team lose. If they lose this finals, he's going to be like, I have to drag him off the court.
Yeah, he's going to average 40 and lose the finals.
Yes.
It's going to be very sad.
He just needs a little bit of help. That's all.
He just needs Holiday not to get 8
got
points.
Got some in game 3. I mean,
I was looking at that box score after the game because I knew Giannis was playing well and the other guys weren't, but I didn't know the exact box score. Those boys are garbage, bro. They are cheeks. I was watching. I was like, Chris Middleton's 11 points. 11 points, Chris Middleton. He has to decide. The memes are true for Chris Middleton. He's either Kobe Bryant or he's Kyle Kuzma. And there's no in between. There is no in between whatsoever. That guy has to pick he's got to pick when he wants to play well. And it's the finals. He has to pick now.
You also can't be getting paid like $35 million a year.
Yes, and not being able to do it.
Yeah, and it's the thing with Middleton is, they probably had to pay him because there probably wasn't another star that they could get. And he's not a star. He's a really good player sometimes. Like, a guy that's making that much money, you have to be at least a little bit consistent. He is the complete opposite of a consistent basketball player.
Yeah, he is. And Holiday doesn't help that they think that he's like an actual point guard when he's a shooting guard playing point guard.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't, like, I feel like he's got no awareness on the court. He just, like, dribbles the whole time, and he's like, all right, I'm going to shoot a three, I guess.
I remember us saying, too, that, like, earlier on in the playoffs that we were like, well, this is the Bucks team. They have the help now. They've got, like, the two other stars. I mean, it's just eating words right now.
They have to be playing
just don't play well.
No, and, yeah, they have to be playing well. And if they aren't, like, Giannis will score 40 and will lose this finals. He's having the LeBron treatment.
I was about to say, it's LeBron versus the Warriors again.
LeBron, well, maybe not the Warriors, but it's like when was the first LeBron faced the Spurs the first time, right? When he was on that crappy Cavaliers team.
Yeah.
I think so. His first loss when he dragged that Cavs team. That Cavs team was not as bad. I mean, was not as good as this Bucks team. This Bucks team is much better, but they're just not playing well. They aren't playing well. It's driving me crazy.
That's the thing we've said all along too, that like the Bucks team is so stupid. Because then if they do show up and they win the finals, we look back and we're like, but there were so many games where they just look so bad.
Yes,
doesn't make any sense.
If they win, they're just gonna, like, you can look back and be like, well, this game they stunk. This game they stunk. This game they stunk, and it's gonna be like probably half the games.
It's every game they lost, and all of their series
single game
are
they lost,
long.
They have been terrible. They haven't it doesn't make any sense, and I'm feeling bad for Giannis, and especially that he just signed that. I don't know why he signed the contract already. He should have waited another year. Could you imagine if he was a free agent right now? Milwaukee would probably be on fire. Like, if they lost the finals and he was a free agent.
They would want Chris Middleton's head on a stick.
Yeah, he would be on the next flight to Dallas so fast. So fast.
Oh, man.
The other thing is, what do? They just traded everything for the guy that we were calling, or one of the two guys we're calling super inconsistent. And if they lose the finals because Middleton has a bad series, are you going to trade, like, are you going to trade Middleton? I don't know.
I don't know either, but the other side of that coin is literally none of it matters if they get 3 more wins.
Yeah, and I think
everything is solved with a ring. They definitely can.
I think they can do it. There's, like, it's been weird where this playoffs, everything has been, I feel like, an overreaction. Where, and I don't know if it's because there's no LeBron who's proven it, or there's no, like, Kevin Durant, or there's no Warriors team. And where it's like, if the Suns were winning the first 2 games, and they're like, oh, dude, this is gonna be over quick, and and then the Bucks win, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, Suns better watch out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like it's the complete opposite. No matter, like, if they win the next game, or if they don't win, like, if they don't win the next game, they're like, oh, it's over in 5, and if they win the next, that actually makes sense, though, because it will be 3-1. And there's no way this Bucks team's coming back from 3-1.
Yeah, they got to win game 4.
Yeah, they do have to.
If it goes back to Phoenix 2-2, like,
it's a brand new series.
Not a real series, yeah.
No, it's a brand new series.
Yeah, the problem for the Bucks right now is that Devin Booker is not going to be as bad as he was in game 3.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be better. And
and
I'm not saying that's why they lost, but yeah, that too.
They got to get Ayton in foul trouble again, and I think they got to play Giannis at center for pretty much the rest of the series.
If they just send him to the hoop the whole game,
Every time.
he's gonna pick up fouls.
Yeah. He's doing
Kidding
exactly
me.
what he needs to do. So
Huh?
it's just got to keep the train rolling. It's got to keep the train rolling. And you also need some shots hitting by the other guys.
If they can't get at least decent performances out of Middleton or Holiday, and really you only need one of them a game.
But
If
one of
Middleton's
them to
on and
have,
Holiday's not,
but
that's
one of
fine.
but one of them to have like 25. Like give him 25. Giannis has scored 42 the past 2 games. Give him 25. Where
I mean, Middleton's dropped like 38, 40 points in
yeah,
these playoffs.
yeah, in these playoffs, we know he can do it, and I feel like Holiday was so much better last year, wasn't he? On the Pelicans, and
He was on the Pelicans. He was dirty.
he was good. I don't understand. But he also, I don't think he was playing as many point guard reps as he is now. So I don't know. Maybe they just need like a Rondo.
Yeah, they could use a Rondo.
They need someone to facilitate the ball because I feel like, and PJ Tucker's out there for just running around. That guy is.
I mean,
he's got no one to defend this series either. So he's just
even
like.
when he did have someone to defend, like
Oh, I
he's
know.
defending Durant.
I know,
so
and he skills scored 50.
His only purpose was just to make sure no one else gets tired defending Durant.
Yeah.
It's not like he was defending him well.
That's true. So I don't know what. Yeah, he's just kind of running around. But they also have like who else is gonna play?
Yeah, no, I'm like when you look at the box score, you're like, where is the rest of the team?
They don't. They do not have a rest of the team. They play
they
like
don't.
6 people.
Yeah.
Oh, God, they must be so tired.
I mean, when Pat Connaughton is getting 30 minutes a game, that's not good.
Yeah.
At least the Suns have some depth where they get like Campaign that comes in and somehow gets good minutes.
I feel like their depth is they had a couple injuries at the start, but I still think they have a much better depth than the Bucks.
Yeah, they do.
I just feel like
the Bucks have once you
Bucks
get past the 3 guys that can score on the Bucks, they literally have no one.
I know, and they you'll have the Brook Lopez game eventually. There will eventually be another Brook Lopez game.
I think that was a once in a blue moon type.
Really?
Game.
You think there's?
I don't know if you're getting that again.
That's true, and also it was like the perfect team, the Hawks, to play against.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Ayton isn't letting that happen. But
I certainly hope not.
I don't know. I'm still like, we're a Bucks podcast. Now I think I want the Bucks to win just because of how Giannis has been playing. Even more, I mean. But it'll still be fun if Phoenix wins. I just hope it goes to 7. It's got to go to 7.
Yes, that's where I'm at
it's
as well.
Always the goal.
I have no real dog in the race. Yeah. Give me a game 7.
Yeah, and can we get some close games, please? I feel like after the third quarter, it's just like, all right, well, this game's over.
Spend nothing down to the wire, or even that close to being down to the wire.
I know. What the Bucks took the game 2. It was like a 5-point lead by the Suns within but it was still like 5 minutes left, and then they just ran it up and it was over. Yeah,
and I feel like with teams that are this closely matched,
I think we got spoiled.
Would
Chris.
get. Yeah, we did.
I think the Nets series, game 6 and 7, they might have spoiled basketball for me. Those games were so good.
Yeah. Well, just in general, like we're used to watching. I feel like the finals have been pretty good recently.
Yeah, the finals.
The last year, remember that game 5 with the Lakers and the Heat with Butler and LeBron for literally 2 whole minutes.
Yes.
It was just bucket.
And then was that the death threat game from what's his name? Danny Green? He missed a shot.
Yes, because it was the whole end of the game. It was all LeBron, and then he kicks out to Danny Green, and he's wide open.
Wide open. Got death threats. Yeah, even though they won the next game and won the championship.
Yeah.
Got it. What that was funny. Yeah, we have been getting spoiled. And these games have still been good. They just they've only been good for I feel like only a half. And then it's just like a team crawling back.
Yeah.
Which
we haven't gotten the real finals energy of a game going down to the wire.
Yeah. So hopefully we get
it. I hope so.
Yeah. All right. I thought we were going to spend a lot more time on all that. We breezed through it. Are you ready? Ready for top 5? We got nothing
I'm
else,
ready.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
the MLB draft.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the MLB draft. All I know is that the Red Sox got the best player at number 4. That's all I know. And
Sure.
a all right, wait. First, let's discuss the. You had a funny face. Is he not the best player in the draft?
I couldn't even tell you who they drafted.
They didn't really.
I don't really follow the baseball draft because it's such a crapshoot,
Oh, all right. Well, then
even more than
that's true.
other sports. So
That's true.
I literally know the Phillies guy and 2 other pitchers that didn't even go number 1. So
Nah, that's right. Well, the Boston fans are happy about it. If that makes you feel any better.
yeah, everyone's
Uh,
always happy about it.
That's right. You have a point. And they don't play for like 4 years. So it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I know. You'll
Um,
blink one day and be like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that this guy even exists."
that's such a weird part of baseball. Where the draft is just like, yeah, whatever. It's like if they
The Phillies had the number 1 pick in like 2016 maybe, and the guy just got called up last year. He sucked. They sent him back down. This year he comes up, sucks again, and now he's still in the minor leagues. And like, they're basically gonna get nothing from having the number 1 pick.
damn. So is it just like, is it all about contracts? Is that baseball? Is it all about contracts, signing players?
I mean, it's more of just building up your farm system with like volume,
Mm-hmm.
getting as many like highly rated prospects as possible, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And signing international players is big too. But yeah, I mean that's really
That
all it is. And
is
player
it-
development.
Who's the guy on the Angels?
Oh, Shohei.
I
Tony?
saw his stats and highlights. That guy's crazy.
Yeah, he's a monster.
That guy's awesome.
Kind of sucked in the home run derby though.
It sucked he was on the Angels too. Don't the Angels suck every year? Even though
Yeah.
they have the best player in the league.
Uh-huh.
Weird.
Have like 3 of the best hitters in the game.
And they
they're still
are
bad.
they gonna make playoffs this year?
Oh.
All right. I don't need to understand.
It's
baseball.
a joke.
But a local guy from Severna Park. Did you ever play against him, Chris?
I don't remember playing against him. I saw him play a couple weeks ago because we went to the South River games and they were playing them, and like the stands were filled with MLB scouts.
Oh, really?
Like, every time he came up, had like their cameras out like this.
Wow.
Last at bat, he hit a bomb.
Was he that like
It's
Jackson?
like dead center.
Jackson
Merrill. Yeah, I
Man.
mean, you could like if you stood those kids in a line and said which one of the scouts here to look at, you would identify him in half a second.
Damn. So he went in the first round. That's pretty sweet.
I
Like,
I
that's
thought
pretty
like
sweet.
scouts are here, like they're gonna scout everyone who looks good, who has a chance of going in the draft. I didn't realize he was going in the first round.
And the
It's
Padres
a
are a
long
good team.
draft. That doesn't.
That's true.
That just shows you how little like draft matters because their shortstop right now is literally considered the face of baseball, and it's Tatis.
Mhm.
They drafted a shortstop in the first round.
Oh, yeah.
So.
That's fair. But I mean, it would be so cool to see that guy succeed. Just because he went to my mom's high school that she
There you
works
go.
at. That's pretty sweet. Even though it's
And-
Fern Park. Like, I mean, no one really
Yeah.
likes Fern Park.
I don't know if I'd like to see him succeed.
What?
I mean, it's just like the stigma I could never get over.
Oh my god.
That's
If he went
like
to
a
Broadneck,
lifetime
if
thing.
he went to Broadneck,
Oh,
would you just
absolutely
get no?
not.
Would you like hate him? Would he be your least favorite player?
He would be my least favorite player immediately. Especially if he grew up in Cape St. Clair.
Hey, watch your tone. Oh man, that's funny.
A lot of geographical slander on this episode.
There has been a lot of geological slander. All right, well, I wish him well, even though it is Severna Park. I
I do wish him well.
Yes, and what do the contracts look like for first round picks?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I have no clue. I know
Really?
he'll make money.
It's true.
He'll have a signing bonus.
Yeah,
You don't, aside from the signing bonus, you don't really make money until the majors.
That makes sense. But
Let's see.
Damn, that means he was good enough to skip college. He just
And he had a full ride to Kentucky.
He had a full ride to Kentucky, and then that.
I think a full. Man. I would assume it's a full ride if he's that good.
Yeah, if he went the first round, he got a full ride. That's insanity. That's pretty sweet. Now
his signing bonus is $2.5 million. Oh,
damn.
Too bad.
Well, now he can get a house in Severna Park and not have to live with his parents. Anyways, next up is David Faust.
For Kentucky education.
Next first round pick is David Faust. He's coming. All right. Anyways, let's get into our top 5.
Good idea. Take it away.
All right. My the top 5 for the week is top 5 underrated things. We're going very broad lately, and I think it's been good.
This is the broadest of the broad, I think.
Yeah, this is very.
There are no bounds.
There's
on this,
absolutely no boundaries on my whole list. And as you said when we before recorded, I also don't think anything is the same category of things to do. Like, you know what I mean? The same category whatsoever.
Yeah, I think I do have 2 actually that are kind of the same category, but also different at the same time.
Yeah, I have the same thing. All right, I'm gonna go with my number 1 now. It's been a number 1 for a lot of things. It's the Wise Guys podcast. Pretty underrated.
That was my number 1 as well.
Gotta admit, podcast.
We're we're a sleeping giant.
We are sleeping giant. We are coming up. We're on the come up, and just don't sleep on us. But underrated, I think, for sure.
I'd agree. Hopefully, others do agree as well.
I agree. I agree. I also hope others agree. All right.
So that was obviously my number 1 as well.
All right.
My new number 1 will be Terry McLaurin. He's like no one. I feel like no one even knows he exists. They're just like, oh yeah, that guy in Washington, like he's pretty good. You'll see this year. He's been in the league for 2 years, like 5 different quarterbacks, and they're all been bad or Alex Smith who doesn't throw it down the field. He still puts up 1,000 yards. So you'll see this year when he's got Fitzy or Taylor Heineke, he's gonna put up big numbers.
Yeah, that's
like
a good one.
Like breakout season. It's gonna be like actually not a breakout season because he's been this good already, and you guys have just been blind.
He is, he is super underrated, especially when it comes to like fantasy football talk. For some reason, no one ever mentions Terry McLaurin and I guess it makes sense when you look at the quarterbacks, but it doesn't matter. Terry McLaurin's been doing this without quarterbacks since his rookie year.
Haskins was throwing him the ball. I mean, you can only ask for so much, and he still puts up 900 and 1,100 yards in his first season. And he's only 3rd-round pick.
Yeah, I know. And
he's underrated from the beginning.
Yes, he is underrated from the beginning, especially because he came in and it felt like immediately just kind of stuck out. Knew that
I think he had 2 touchdowns his first game. Maybe it was 2 in his first 2 games. Yeah, he had like a 60-yard touchdown his first game.
He's definitely underrated.
Yeah.
All right, my number 2. I kind of did this. I'm trying to see which one I wanted. Actually, my number 2, bad action movies. Bad action movies underrated.
Okay.
Because
yeah, I agree.
They're like you walk in, like all right. For example, the new Fast and Furious movie, absolute garbage, but it was also the best movie I've ever seen at the same time. Super underrated, and I feel like Baywatch. Baywatch gets a lot of hate. That movie's great. It's an epic movie. There's a lot of movies like that where it's like, oh, they're stupid movies. It's like, actually, you're stupid for not liking them.
Well, what about like Sharknado and Zombies? I mean, those have got to be up there with the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah, those are underrated.
They're terrible.
Zombies might be my new number 1 because that is underrated. What an excellent
movie. Is underrated. I didn't even know it existed until after we did Sharknado. And you were like, oh, we got to do Zombies next. And I was like, what the hell is Zombies?
If you haven't watched Zombies, watch it, then listen to our talk about Zombies.
It's incredible.
One of the best movies of all time.
Life-changing, honestly.
Yeah, it is. All
right. My number 2, I'm actually making a last-minute switch here. Number 2 is the Friday nap. I don't think there are people that really appreciate the Friday nap.
We had a discussion about this earlier.
We did.
The Friday nap, I mean, it got undershadowed recently by the Saturday nap.
I saw that on Twitter, and I
The
was like,
Saturday
this
nap,
kid must have never taken a nap on a Friday if he's hyping up a Saturday nap.
I mean, Saturday nap, are you insane?
Stuff to do on Saturday.
You don't have school on Saturdays.
I know. What are you taking a nap for?
What are you taking? You that tired? From what? Waking up?
Friday naps prepare you for the rest of the night and then going into the weekend.
And they're
after
earned.
a long week of work.
They're
yes.
earned. The Friday naps are earned. They are on purpose.
Yeah.
And you're
They're
right.
just-
They get you ready for the night of.
Hmm?
And when do you take a nap on Saturday? You wake up at noon. You can't. What are you gonna take a nap at 3? Come on now. Who takes a Saturday nap?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. But I just feel like there are not enough people that, at least that I've talked to about the Friday nap, that are like on my side and they're like, yeah, like I also take Friday naps and they're great. I'm like the only one.
Yeah. No, you are. You're a pioneer of the Friday nap.
I am fine.
You are a pioneer. All right. My number 3. This one's a little out of character, Chris. Get ready for this one.
Okay.
Reading is underrated.
Okay.
I mean,
Interesting.
like, as much as I don't know. If you find the right book, reading is enjoyable.
I'll make an amendment to that and say finding a good book is underrated.
That is true.
Like getting into a good book.
Yeah.
That's
And-
exciting. But reading in general, I would disagree with.
I don't know. It's just like if everything's calm, if you generally have nothing else to do, it can be peaceful. It can be nice. Gets a bad rap reading, especially from us. So I had to throw it on there as a little apology to reading. Gets a bad rap from us.
I mean, I'll read like articles and stuff.
That counts.
Okay.
That counts. Doesn't have to be a book. No, and
Yeah.
yeah, that gets into a later one that I can point out.
I haven't read a book in like 2 years now.
Getting a little
Oh,
underrated.
just
I
1
bet.
year actually. Oh, 2 years. Yeah. And the last book I read, I loved.
Yeah, that's the
I
thing.
feel like I'm
That's
worried
also,
to pick up a book and
that-
not like
yes,
it, and then be
yes.
like, "Well, I just flushed away an
Yep.
hour of my life
That's the sad part.
to
Is when
read
you're
some
like,
stupid book."
if you read a bad book and you're just like, oh, this is terrible.
It
what
just
am I-
turns you off.
Yeah, they turned you. And the come up of, oh, I just read a good book. Now I have to read something just as good,
Yeah.
and it's very hard.
Might as well just not even try.
That you're right.
Like they do the Costanza and walk out on top. Like
That's true.
done reading
That's true.
the rest of my life.
Are you retired from reading?
Oh, I'm not retired. I'm
You
just
come
on
back. You're Jordan.
a
You're retired
hiatus.
first. You'll
I'll
come
pick
back.
up a book by the end of the summer. I got a book too that I ordered a book last year.
Ordered a book.
Just didn't read it.
What book did you order?
American Psycho.
Oh.
I knew that there was a movie with Christian Bale in it, and I was like, well, if it's a Christian Bale movie, it must be a good book.
It must be a good book. And you know what you should do? Watch the movie first.
No, I don't want to do that because then the book won't be as fun, and then I'll get annoyed when things are different.
That's true. But you then don't watch the movie because you're like, the book is better.
I wasn't planning on watching the movie.
Oh, okay. All right. That's
So the last book that I read was Cuckoo's Nest, and I was like, I know that there's a good movie for this, so I'll read the book and then watch the movie. Still haven't watched the movie, and I like the book a lot, so I was like, I'll just try to do that same thing again. I haven't gotten around to reading it.
You'll get there.
That's where I'm at
You'll get
right
there.
now.
All
I
right.
bring it. It's in my lifeguarding bag too.
I bring mine to work too, and I have a book, and I've read probably like 30 pages. And and all the time I'm sitting there on my phone in the guard room, and I look up and I go, I should read, and then I just sit back on my phone and start looking again.
I had probably 2 or 3 8-hour shifts where no one has come to the pool, and I haven't read a page of my book. So, it's gonna take some serious self-motivation to pick that bad boy up.
That's funny. You'll get there.
I'll try again on Thursday because I'm back at the apartment. So if no one comes, then I'll actually read it.
All right.
The weather's like somewhat bad. It's the whole day shot. No one comes.
That's true.
Anyway, number 3, curling, the sport.
Say again?
Curling, like in the Olympics, in the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
Is the like most fascinating Olympic sport that there is. Those
Yeah.
guys, the skill that they have and like the strategy that goes behind it is so exciting.
I agree. I think it's the best sport ever.
That sounded a little bit insincere.
No, that was a little sarcastic. But I do agree it is underrated. Where
I mean, like the last Olympics, I stayed up until like 4 a.m. to watch the curling final. The U.S. went on this crazy run where they had to win like 3 in a row, and they had to beat Sweden and Canada. Bang, knocked out Sweden. Bang, knocked out Canada, and then faced Sweden again in the final.
All right,
Where was it? The last Olympics? Russia, maybe.
Yeah, wasn't it?
So like the time zones are all messed up. I was like, well, I'm not gonna watch a replay. I'm watching this live.
Okay, I'm gonna step you back a little bit. I think curling is pretty normally rated. I think it's where it should be with normal people.
Agree.
But for you, it might be a little underrated. I think
That's the whole point of this list. You literally just described what the point of this list was.
I know what it is. I know what the point of the list is.
Okay.
But I'm saying I don't agree because I think the curling fandom for you is underrated. I think curling itself is not very underrated.
I mean, it happens once every 4 years. It's not like I'm staying up on a Tuesday night in the middle of October watching the curling finals.
That's fair.
I couldn't name a single curler who's not on the U.S. team.
Who's not on the U.S.?
I know the U.S. guys.
Nice. I don't know. I think curling's pretty perfectly rated, so I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that.
I strongly disagree with that. They're all from like Minnesota too. The U.S. guys.
But like, don't you think everyone's like, oh yeah, curling's sweet? No one just watches it.
I mean, they'll see it in the Olympics and they're either like, that's stupid, or it's like, oh, look, curling's on. I don't really appreciate it, I don't think.
I guess you're right.
I get into Olympic curling. It's my favorite. It's like my favorite time of the year. Clearly. It's so much fun.
Clearly. Okay. Curling. My next one. I gotta pull up my list. Give me one sec. My next one. When you perfectly schedule like 3 days in a row. That's
I make my own schedule, so.
No, but I mean like I got work from here, then I go here, and then I'm hanging out with this guy, and then we're doing this. If you have a whole day planned, that's all I'm asking for.
See, now I'm not like that. I just like it to come and go.
Well, no, that's how I normally am. I'm saying it's underrated when that happens. The feeling it's underrated where I'm like.
But you do like it that way. I'm saying I don't like it that way. If I have 3 days in a row that I know exactly what I'm doing those 3 days, I don't like that. I like to have open space. That way, I can either go out if I want to, I can sleep if I want to, I can sit down and I can watch TV if I want to. I can do anything.
That's true. That's how mostly my days are. But I do enjoy the occasional planning. I think it makes things easier. Where it's like I know.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's, hanging out with people, it's like, I know I get to see these people these days, these people that days. You know what I mean?
I like to have things planned in, like, week in advance. So I have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
But when it gets to multiple days, a little too much to ask of me.
That's fair.
I like to have, my free time is very important to me.
Well, I mean, it is to me as well. I personally enjoy having a couple days planned out on the occasion in the underrated sense. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
So like, if I have Thursday and Friday off. If I know what I'm doing from Thursday to like halfway through Friday, it's pretty solid. That's an underrated feeling for me. But most of the time, I'm not. Most of the time, I have nothing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm pretty much the polar opposite in that sense. I like to go into a day off with literally nothing to do and then just see what happens.
That's fair. It's fair.
Oh, tomorrow morning I have off and I'm playing golf and I'm pumped about that.
There
I
you
did
go.
plan 4 days in advance.
I bet when it comes to planning, you're gonna be like a little underrated that everything's all planned out.
Well, a singular golf outing.
It could be anything. I just said plan out anything.
You said 3 days specifically.
Did I say 3 days? That's not what the list says, but I guess I said 3 days.
Said 3.
All right, fine. Go ahead.
All right. I'm surprised at how contentious this has gotten. All right, number 4, we're gonna go to movies. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Ever seen it?
Nope.
Ben Stiller. He works for Life magazine, and he's this like daydreamy guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone thinks he's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Then he like actually starts to go on these cool adventures, and he like stops daydreaming. Just the way that like everything fits together in the movie.
Sounds a little bit
And,
like the Truman Show. Not like the same concept, but like the same era of movies. You know what I mean? Same type of movie.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
In a way, yes.
I think we're thinking.
And I have, outside of my family, I've never met anyone who's, I don't think even seen it. Just like got released and then it's just gone.
Might have to do a movie review on it.
I will say the first time I watched it, I was like, that's a decent movie.
Yeah.
And the second time I watched it, I was like, that's good. And the third time I watched it, I was like, wow, this movie's fantastic.
Even after the third time.
It gets better.
We might have to do a movie review.
Yeah. Make sure you watch it at least 4 times before the movie review.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I will not be doing that. But maybe I'll watch it like soon, and then we'll plan out a movie review.
Yeah, there we go. Plan it out. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dennis said we're watching that tomorrow. All right, Dennis. Dennis is in the comments. We're watching it tomorrow.
All right. We'll watch it tomorrow then.
Yep, looks like we're watching it tomorrow.
All
right. My next one is when someone says something new. All right, let me rephrase that because I mixed two together on accident. When someone notices something new on you, like, oh, Chris, is that a new hat?
Oh yeah, no,
that's an underrated feeling.
For me, it's always a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people don't notice my haircuts very often, especially if I like hang out with like a big group of people, and then one person is like,
"Oh, you need that one person."
Oh, did you get a new haircut? I'm like, thank you.
Yep.
Like, where was everyone else?
It brightens up your whole day.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like you get a new shirt, and like this doesn't really normally happen because shirts aren't the same. But like, I don't know. I guess if it ever did happen, like, oh, new shirt. Like, yeah, I need a new shirt.
Like, as a matter of fact, it is.
It is.
Yeah, looks nice. Like, thanks.
Yep, it looks nice. New hairstyle. Yeah, like it. Oh yeah, I like it. Because like the normal logical thing is if you point out something new, they're gonna say they like it in the next sentence. So
probably. Yeah.
Like if you're a normal human, or else you go, oh, Chris, new hat. Oh, it looks terrible.
Yeah.
But it's the perfect acceptance to, oh, this was a good idea. To either get the shirt, get the haircut, get whatever. This is a good purchase.
Yeah. No, that's a good pick.
Thank you.
I would never have thought of that in a million years. All right. My number 5. Let's see. Do I want to go with this one? Yeah, I'll be self-absorbed. I'll say me on Twitter. I don't get enough love on Twitter, I feel like. And I'm not like a volume shooter. It's like,
I've turned into a volume shooter.
I know you have. That's why I'm directly comparing myself to you.
Yes, I've 100% turned. But I'm not ashamed of it. I think I'm ashamed of my
No, you shouldn't be.
No.
I'm just saying, like, when I think of a good tweet, it like goes through a process in my head. So if I actually tweet it out, like, I'm expecting to get love on it, and I feel like I just don't get enough love. I think I also tweet less than I think I do. This doesn't help. Are you looking at my tweets right now?
You do. You haven't tweeted in a month.
Oh.
Huh?
Has it actually been that long?
Yeah, you haven't tweeted since the 16th of June.
Oh, about the Adult Swim, yeah.
The thing, maybe you're too underrated. You are just.
I think I am. I think I'm a sleeping giant.
I think you are. I think you just need to tweet out more. And you don't need to tweet out. You don't even have to tweet out like once a day, but like you can't go a month off of Twitter.
All right, I'm gonna right.
But don't force yourself.
That one's on me.
Don't force yourself right now. Like don't tweet something.
No, I'm not. I'm just gonna cut down the process that goes on in my head.
I think there's too much application
Start,
time. There's too much time for the application.
Start letting more sift past.
Yeah.
No.
But don't be like Dylan and Jamari. There's a fine line.
That's
Or
probably
Aiden.
why I don't tweet anymore, because I just stay
You
away.
see others' tweets and you're just like, what the fuck are they talking about? Did you
Also,
see Jamari's tweet today? I'm gonna live blast him on the podcast. See if I care. I'll read his tweet. He said, I want to read it word for word. White people just be smiling for no reason. What the hell are you talking about? What do you mean? Black people don't smile? And then I was like, nah, bro, you're just depressed. 4 people like that tweet? How did 4 people like that tweet? White
That's
people
what
just
bothers me.
smile too much?
Not to get back into the Twitter rants, but I see a tweet that is just so dumb that has a lot of likes. That drives me nuts.
It's not even a lot. 4 is too much for that. Like.
Yeah, I don't.
That doesn't make any sense.
Back
White
to
people just be smiling too much. You're right. We can't be talking about Twitter. I'm tired of it.
Aiden on one, I was like agreed with him. I said
he doesn't
I'm
understand when you
with
agree.
Aiden on this one, and he goes, "Every damn tweet this man got commentary." And I'm like, I was on your side, I hadn't responded to a single one of his tweets since the whole Trae Young is a menace thing.
I still don't know why. I have no idea.
That's probably what turned me off, honestly. That's probably why I tweet less, because that whole thing, I just like, I don't know if I can get into that again, because I feel like I have to. Once I engage, I really don't.
No, we have a little Twitter community that like, I just have to say something.
I went on vacation, I think.
I can't just stand by. I would not be doing my justice if I just stood by and let these tweets get fired out without any policing whatsoever.
I'll join the force.
All right, you might have to, because
you suck me back in.
It's pretty ridiculous.
I didn't realize that I'd been like that disconnected from Twitter, because I'm not like, I still scroll as much as I used to. I didn't realize that I hadn't tweeted in that long.
Yeah.
I'll step up my game now. That way, everyone will see I won't be underrated anymore.
That's true. Just don't get overrated. Don't get on the next list.
That's true.
All right, is this my last one, or did I already do my last one?
Oh, it's my last one.
So that means we're on honorable mentions now? Okay. The fact that millions of people fly around the world every day, that's underrated.
That's true. Yeah.
They fly all the way across the world, millions of miles every day, millions and billions of people.
This sounds more like things that like we can't comprehend.
It's pushing the limit.
The first thing that popped in my head was like, immediately I just started going into like existential crisis mode.
Yes, it's just like, it doesn't get talked, like, if that got mentioned on like I don't know, it's just like, we fly metal across the world and we don't really care. We just hop in. We go, all right, let's go.
Well, there's a ton of things like that. Like the fact that people will just stick their arms out for an elevator. It's like knowing that it's not going to crush their arm. Like, what if it doesn't stop? Like, your arm is gone.
Slow. I guess you're right.
Yeah, but do you know how much force is behind those things? And like, what if it doesn't stop?
That's true.
At best, your bone is crushed, and you just have like
you literally have a snapped. Right, what is this? Forearm. What do you know what that bone is?
I should know.
I'll learn it eventually. Yeah, that's it. That's also weird. But the plane thing's always like,
yeah,
and especially that. Until I just thought of it, because I was just thinking of underrated things. I was just like, man, I just like I would just hop on a plane and just like trust the pilot would just fly me to my destination. We just take it all for granted. It's a little underrated that no one discusses this.
All right, you can get back to yours in a second, but that reminds me of something that I didn't have on my list. The trusting that someone will listen to what you say, underrated. When you tell someone if you're in a position of power, I always think about this, like, because now I'm a lifeguard and I have to tell people what to do. Like, if you say like, hey, don't do that, and they just like, what's going to happen if they ignore me? Nothing would happen. Like, I'd be like, don't do it. And they'd be like, okay, do it again and again and again. could put him in timeout.
That's
Like,
one of the worst things
eventually,
about.
like, what do you do?
That's one of the worst things about being a lifeguard is like you actually have no power whatsoever. You just
Mhm.
someone just gave you a whistle and said do your job and just don't let them drown. So basically, like if you tell someone to not do something, they could look at me in the face and spit on me, and I would just I'd have to call like I don't what am I gonna do? Fight them?
Hmm.
I don't know. Like especially I guess with a pool, you're more directing people. Like if I don't know, if I told people to get off their shoulders and they just looked at me and were like, "Actually, I'm just gonna snap this guy's neck," and then they snapped this guy's neck, I'd be like, "All right, looks like I'm saving his life now. He blatantly ignored me. Time to go save his life."
Yeah, but like I also think about like your parents like told you to do something and you said no and just like wrote it out and just kept saying no. It's gonna happen. Like you could just leave. What can they until they put their hands on you?
Yeah, yeah, nothing.
There's just a trust that like people will listen to other people.
That's another thing. It's the
Guess
same.
that's how we have wars that
It's
start is because
it's
there's
the
people that
same
aren't like that.
sentence.
But
It's the same sentence, but a different underrated aspect. That
hmm.
people are listening to what you're talking about when you're having a conversation with them. Like, like the one thing is like if you're on your phone, I start saying something and I could tell like I'm really not like I'll just be like I'll just give him a second.
Hmm.
I'll wait a minute. But like I don't know if you were sitting on the other end of this Zoom call, just like yeah, I'd just be like like what would I do? I'd be like listen to me. Oh man, that
I feel like
the
I somehow over the years I've had more conversations like that where I just don't listen.
well
Like if someone tells me their name and I'm just like I literally didn't even try to listen to what their name was. It's not that I forgot it, it's that I never knew it in the first place because I just blatantly ignored it.
my brother, if he's on his phone, just don't even bother. Do not
That's
even
how my
try.
mom is.
The house could be burning down. He will finish typing out his text message. It will not matter. It will not matter what it is. If he's reading something, if he's typing something, I could lose a hand and be spilling blood all over the place, and he'd just be like, and he wouldn't even say, "Give me a minute." I could physically see him zone out into the phone, where I'm just like, and the worst is like, if I'm trying to talk to him and it's the start of my conversation, but he gets like something on his phone pops up, I'll just watch him ignore me. Watch him dial into his phone, and it's not his fault. I understand.
Uh-huh.
Like it's your phone, respond, and if it's urgent and whatever I'm talking about, it's not really that important, and I'll just repeat it anyways. So
Right.
just like, I guess a little off topic, but I guess pretty underrated. The trust,
Whatever that is.
the trust of
the
people.
trust that
Yes,
people
the
are
trust is
receptive
underrated.
to your thoughts and ideas, I guess
All
would
right,
be the
more
grand.
honorable mentions for something the urge to learn something. That's an underrated feeling.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Like if especially if it's one subject and I'm like, I'm gonna read as many articles as I can on this subject. And even if it ends up being like 2, I'm like, well, I learned something today. I had the urge to learn something and I did it. Makes you feel accomplished.
Especially if it's something like of substance. If it's not just like, oh, I wonder where like Andy Dalton went to high school.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something that actually like matters a little bit.
Yeah. Or if it's something that is not prompted by anyone else. Like no one's like, especially like school things. That's why I never have any interest in anything that I research for school because I'm getting told to research it. But like if I was just like randomly had the urge, it's the urge that is really the underrated part because once you yearn for it, you have to have it. You ever yearn, Chris? Yearning is underrated for sure.
Crave.
A crave.
I think I've ever yearned.
But once you like research all that, that means it's just gravy on top.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
What else do I have? Hanging out with your friends that you haven't seen in a while.
Yours are a lot deeper than mine.
Yes, yeah, mine are. I was so bored at work today. You have no idea. Hanging out with your friends. A lot of
yearning going on.
A lot of yearning. Hanging out with your friends that you haven't seen in a while. It's always a great one.
I mean, that's like.
It's easy though.
Everyone likes that. I don't think that's underrated.
All right, whatever.
Are we doing like things that are good?
I guess that is. I guess
The
it is.
difference. Like I feel
All right,
like
but this
no
one's
one
underrated.
would
This
be
one's
like,
underrated. This is underrated.
okay,
You're right. You're right. Hey, it's an honorable mention for a reason. Get out of here. This last thing is actually pretty underrated. Or I have two things, but this one, when you get a text and it has a smiley face at the end, that's not an emoji. That is underrated.
okay.
To me, at least, that means like that's that's a big deal. I feel like. I feel like it's a little
I can
underrated.
see that. Yeah.
Like if it's not an emoji, it's like like
Oh
it's
yeah,
the
I know.
dots and the colon.
The colon and
Yeah, or the colon
okay.
and the hyphen. All right, and the last one
Again.
was the Washington football team for 2021. I feel like
Love it.
you already mentioned Terry, but you didn't even mention the defense. The defense,
The whole team.
the defense is amazing. The only problem is the quarterback. But if you can catch lightning in a bottle, you can win the Super Bowl. That's all you need to do.
Warner part 2.
Yeah.
Don't get me optimistic. I'm already
Dude,
optimistic.
I'm sorry, but they are not getting talked about whatsoever at all.
Good. Keep it that way. To fly below the radar.
Underrated. You're up.
Flying below the radar.
No, that's literally underrated. That's under the rate. That is actually underrated.
Oh yeah.
All right, you're up.
Fair enough.
For the honorable mentions.
Arby's.
Arby's?
I hear. All right. So I don't even like Arby's that much.
There's
People
a lot of Arby's slander.
despise Arby's.
That's true.
I have no idea why. Like it's not a great fast food restaurant, but it's middle of the pack.
I've never really had it, so I don't have an opinion on it. But
I've had it a couple times, and I've really enjoyed it every time I've had it.
There's a lot.
I don't understand what the big deal is against Arby's, so I had to put it on there, just like out of respect for the franchise.
Is there any more food ones, or is that your last food one?
Right. Oh no, I have one more food one.
Do your food one first.
Tortilla pizzas.
Which
you
one?
make it at your home. Like you put.
I have no idea
you lay in a tortilla and you throw some sauce and cheese on it.
Okay.
And then you throw another tortilla on top and you put some sauce and cheese on that one and then you throw it in the oven. Nice little homemade pizza that, need many ingredients or effort. I've never seen anyone make one except for my dad.
Seems pretty good.
Also, it's good.
Seems pretty good. How long you put it in the oven for?
Just use your best judgment.
Is it something like you could put the oven on broil, let it sit for a little bit? Or does it have to be on bake?
Perhaps.
Alright. I gotta try that. I'll try that whenever I'm back at school, because that seems like a good thing for back at school. Alright, the food one I was gonna say is Moe's. Moe's is criminally underrated. What's up with
yeah,
the
okay.
What's up with
Well, Moe's, I feel like, comes up a lot on these lists.
Because Moe's
Anytime
is
we're talking about
freaking
food,
good. That's
like,
why.
Oh, this thing from Moe's, and it's like, all right.
You know what?
You like Moe's.
You know what? God, Moe's is criminally underrated, and you are example number A. God, you know what? Go eat Moe's. Go get a stack at Moe's, and then come back and tell me it's better than Chipotle, because you won't. I mean,
I don't even like Chipotle that much, so. I like Chipotle, but when we get to overrated thing,
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I can't wait for the overrated thing. I'm about to go off.
They might be all food on.
They could be. I could do a whole overrated foods list, but yeah, Moe's underrated criminally.
Okay. Similar to Washington football team, I've got UMD football program.
All right, you're getting ahead.
About a sleeping giant.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
You don't even know. See,
I know.
You're on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, basically by myself.
Yeah.
Me, it's like all the players and the coaches, and we're like, you guys aren't ready for what's coming.
I think I'm ready.
No, you're not.
I think I'm ready. You're not ready for the Beamer train, but I wouldn't call them underrated yet. South Carolina is still poop. You guys are still poop.
You don't know that.
I do.
Literally just said our quarterback was going to go in the first round.
Well, he will. So. Just because you have a good quarterback doesn't mean you have a good team.
We do.
All right. Well, we'll see.
I won't even get into it, but it's confidence. Maybe not this year, but it's coming.
Oh, maybe not this. Maybe not this year. It's like 10 years.
That's why I said the program.
Program.
Oh, give it, in 2 or 3 years, they should be good.
All right.
Then, all right, my last one is betting the under. Like everyone always wants to bet the over.
You're a loser.
Under is usually the better bet.
No, you're a loser. Who the hell? You only live, Chris.
Look up the stats.
You live once. You bet the over.
All right.
Bet the under.
Look at the numbers.
Why would you want to bet the no?
Playing like right into my
Of course you want to bet the
clearly.
under. Of course. Betting the over.
No one wants to.
Live a little. Live a little. Bet the over. That's so
Dang.
lame. That might be the lamest thing you've ever said on the podcast. Is bet the under. Ugh.
I don't say many lame things, so.
Dying
I thought you
over
were
here.
gonna do it. Yeah, okay. Thought you were gonna groan into the mic again, but
No, I'm not gonna get that far. All right. Well, you just soiled the end of this podcast by saying, I sang taking the over. I mean,
make yourself a tortilla pizza, and you'll
That's
feel
true. I'll cheer
all
ourselves
better.
right up. We'll go to
watch
Moe's
the
and then we'll
Secret
cheer
Life of
ourselves
Walter
up.
Mitty,
Yeah.
the replay of last year's curling final.
And I'll watch an airplane fly over my head. Internal freak out.
And just
and they'll just grab a gun. I'm like, all right, it's over. The airplane industry is going down with me.
Next time your dad tells you to do something, just say no and just ride it until the end of time.
No,
and just see where it takes
I do
you.
not want to. No, that's not it. That's not worth it. All right. Well, that's a good list. I'm excited for overrated. And I don't know. These lists, I feel like someday, especially with the running out of topics we have, will make a return because it's just so broad. All right. Well, see you guys all. I'm not gonna. I said last week we'll see you guys on Friday, and then we didn't have a Friday pod. So I'll see you guys next time we have a pod, which will probably be Friday. All right. Well, thanks for coming out. This is Wise Guys. See you guys all when we see you.